Hello ladies and gentlemen, Cone Dodger here, welcome back to Formula 1 2017, and this screen is the Rivalry update in which you can see we have completed an entire column worth of achievements over our rival Sergio Perez thanks to that podium finish in Austin. A very surprising result, but I think one of my favorite races of the year, a performance that surprised even me. I didn't think I would be able to pull that off, but it was pretty incredible. Now today we move on. Oh, and since I don't usually get the chance to show these screens, I'll go ahead and show them. There's what the other teams are thinking of us as of right now. And there's the useless career points. I don't know where we're at this week, so we're about to find out. Let's go to the laptop. And I think we're just going to be done. No, what I'm actually going to do is, since we're here and we have 1,000 points, if we have the ability to do that, let's look at the R&D tree. What is Chris recommending? He's going again for the chassis development. I'm going again for powertrain development. None of this particularly matters since... what's with that thing over there? Oh, maybe it's saying that we would be able to equal Red Bull with this upgrade. Okay. Now, none of this really matters since we're not going to stick with Renault next season. But, I mean, to end the season out, we gotta try and maintain this incredible level we are maintaining. So we'll see if that's ready for Mexico, which I believe is the next track. And I think I just read that there, actually. And we will move on from here to Mexico, I think. Maybe? Ah, dang it, I did it again. I always close the laptop and I don't want to. What is it for the next weekend? F1. Okay, practice for Mexico. Now, this is a track that I need to work on. I did not do very well here in F1 2016 at all. In fact, I think it's probably...
When you get a chance, make sure to run some of our practice programs. They don't all need to be done in one session, but there's valuable data there to help race strategy and car development.
Yes, thank you. It's like the 16th race of the season, I'm aware. Anyway, what I was saying is this is a track I really need to work on. Didn't feel like I ever really got a grip on this place. So I'm for sure going to do this track acclimatization once I do a little bit of setup modification, as this does seem like a track you want some downforce at. So I'm going to go in and do some tweaking here. Just off the bat, just some minor changes to try and get it to rotate properly, as that's usually something I struggle with these cars. Let's put some bias to the rear and some weight to the rear, and that's usually how I start out and then tweak from there. Now we will go...
Right, I'll get these changes made.
Do our track acclimatization. We'll see what I can do. It wasn't very long ago that we were here, so hopefully it's somewhat familiar to me. But with no driving line on in this series, it's going to be a struggle to try and get this all figured out. Audio should be better this week, as thankfully it cooled down just in time for Christmas here in Florida. So no need to have the AC running, which is good, because I've not actually found a solution for that problem just yet. There we go. Where is this DRS zone? Right there. Hey, purple! If I just cut this right now, you would think I was perfect. But get ready, because I'm sure I'm going to miss a ton of these gates. Lots of brake lock up. Oh, and a little bit of slide in there. I may have gone too far for the loosening it up changes. Oh, just barely made that gate. I thought I was out. That's a real awkward turn there. Okay. Oh, I'm on the wrong side of the track. I'm at the wrong track. That turn was killing me in the 2016 series, as was this one. Not as bad in this car, but still very awkward. See, I was familiar with this track before they went and slowed it down. Oh wow, I was way off for these turns. Now that they've slowed it down, it's, to me, a much more awkward track to drive. It doesn't have a very good flow.
Good work. You seem to have a solid handle on the lap. Let's try and perfect each turn.
But it still
Remember that
seems...
chaining
Oh,
could pull us
Jesus.
together.
Please.
Consistency bonus.
I don't need a lecture when I'm driving. Oh, man. What I was saying is that it still seems like a track with a lot of very good passing opportunities, so that's fun. And there's still some elements of the old track here that I do really enjoy. Not really enjoying this car on the brakes too much at the moment. Okay, we've got a good chain of purples going here. That'll probably ruin it. No, I managed to hold on to it. Kind of feels like this is the loosest I can remember this car ever feeling, though. Oh, there was the green. That's too bad. That was shaping up to be quite a fine lap. For this program, anyway. Might be too slow for that turn. Computer cars are really trying to eat me up that turn. I feel like this might still be good enough for optimal.
Great stuff. You pretty much nailed this circuit.
Sweet.
This is a really strong foundation to build from over the weekend.
A strong foundation to build from. But I already built my office. I guess I'm building another one? Alright, now moving on to tire management. This one I think is going to be a problem here. Really seem to be abusing the tires a lot to get this car around here. I could tell that. Well, I could tell that just by how deeply I overdrove that turn. But no, I could tell just by the last challenge how much I was sliding around. So I got to try and run a good time without it sliding around, and I don't know that I'm going to be able to do it. But let's see. DRS. Now apparently I'm running pretty low downforce, because you can see the time dropping down this front straightaway. Oh yeah, that brake log up is going to be a major concern for us. I may need to go in and actually go ahead and reduce the brake pressure just to try and keep from locking up so much. I may also need to go in and maybe go up another click on downforce, because if I'm having to
There's 4 laps of fuel remaining.
use that much brake, it may be that I have the car too trimmed out. Okay, that's a real hard section on tires, and even though I was hard on the tires, I lost a bunch of time. Feels like I'm really holding up these cars. Which makes sense, because I'm actually a little down on time right now. I gained a lot out of the last turn.
We need to pick up the pace. We're not hitting our target. We'll need to rerun the program if we don't get the time delta back in the green.
Well, the good news was we managed to be optimal on tires. Now I just got to go faster at it. See, now I'm way too slow into turn 1, trying to save the tires. Yeah, I think I've got to make some pretty dramatic setup changes here in order to get this thing to perform like they're wanting it right now. It may have been fine for the way I want to drive the track, but it's not fine for the way the crew wants me to drive the track. On this final lap, I've kind of run it the aggressive side of things, trying to see if I could even run the time. I've been a little harder on the tires, but I'm still actually struggling to match the pace. It's going to be real close to optimal, but it's just going to be a good result.
Box this lap so we can analyze the data. Box this lap.
Okay, that's probably going to be good enough for this program. Okay, we were going to end out practice 1 by doing the qualifying program. I actually already did the fuel saving one with an okay result. Again, not really interested by that program too much. That one's just kind of a ploy of how much you want to cheat the system. But this one, a very good program that actually shows me a bit of information about my pace on a given weekend. Still struggling with the car a little bit. Feel like maybe I need to soften it up a bit more as I'm struggling with the slow speed turns. And overall, I do feel like maybe I've got it just a bit too trimmed out yet. But since our car is lacking a little bit in overall power, but has good straightaway speed, it's nice to try and use as much of that straightaway speed advantage as we can and not put too much downforce on it. That's the kind of stuff that lets the moves happen in the race, you know? You might sacrifice a little bit on lap time in order to have a car that can actually get out there and pass and make a move on somebody. Ooh, a little wide there. They seem to not be knocking you for going out there, but I do think it's slower to do it. These Ultras feeling pretty good. I think there's personally something a little bit bugged with the pace through this section, as the AI cars seem to be able to hold a significantly faster than believable speed through there.
We'll want to rerun the program if we can't improve on that time.
And I think it's reflecting in these programs, as I'm really good through the whole lap, and then I'll lose 8/10 in that last sector. So I basically, again, have to trick it by turning a lap that's so much faster in the first half that I can make up for the time lost in the second half, or the last third anyway. See what I can do. See, I'm even running like fast sector 1s. Now that was awful, and that's gonna ruin this lap. Well, I guess we're gonna have to try again in the next practice. Alright, giving this qualifying program another try. Made some wholesale changes to the setup, trying to get it to perform a little bit better, especially in these slower turns. I don't currently know that I'm going to be able to match the pace in these slower turns, but we'll see what we can do. Alright. Now let's see how our pace is on the front stretch with this additional downforce. Yeah, it looks like we're matching now. Or maybe even a little too slow, so we may be a little heavier on the downforce now. We'll see. Hopefully that means that it performs a little bit better in these slower turns. That wasn't a great indication right there, though. This is one we've really struggled with. I've got it locking the brakes a little bit less, which is a good thing. Really lost traction there. I'm not 100% sure what the reasoning is, but we seem to be, once again, really, really down on pace here in Mexico. Something about this circuit just does not quite click with me. But I thought about the same thing in Kodat, so maybe something will eventually click with us once we get down to the race. We can only hope. It is our only hope, basically. So we are way off qualifying pace here. A second down.
We're down on our target times. Let's try to find a bit more.
I'm not too sure at this point. I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to find quite that much time. There's certainly more than what I'm putting down right now. I can try to put a full lap together. I think maybe I'm overdriving some of these turns. Again, really sliding through here. Okay, we found some time there. And lost it on the exit. But now we're just gonna lose gobs of time right here. Yep. I don't understand how. How am I supposed to get back to the gas any earlier than that? I am not sure. Not gonna do it. It's just not gonna happen. I don't think that I can, my friend. Alright, that's actually going to wrap up practice for me. I was able to do the race strategy at optimal, but was not able to complete the qualifying program at all. However, I think right at the end, right on maybe the last 2 laps I ran, I might have found a little something in that last sector. I was following Botas around, and I noticed they're using quite a significant cut in that slow section on one of the right-handers. So we'll see if we can use that in qualifying. Qualifying goals for the weekend: 13th, and to beat Sergio Perez. One of those is achievable, one of those likely isn't. The Force Indias look really strong here as well, so that might be an issue for us. And Sergio Perez is very strong here, so that's an even bigger issue. So this week, I think, going to be a much more significant of a challenge versus last week. I want to look at our car real quick here. Looks like we're pretty good as far as wear on all the items, and we'll be good for this race and likely the next. And let's go ahead and reopen our laptop, because I closed it once again, and go to qualifying 1. Alright, let's go ahead and go to the track, and we are going to do the flying lap. See if I can put that knowledge I just learned to use here. I feel confident enough about making it out of Q1, not so confident about Q2, but I still need to try and put together a lap here, even just for Q1, because that's the first time we've ever struggled to complete the qualifying program. Okay, well, I borked that up, so you can't really see what I was talking about for the cut. Hopefully I can do it on my real lap. Interestingly, the car doesn't feel as good to me on these ultra soft tires as it does on the Super. And I'm not sure why that is. You would think more mechanical grip here would be more better. For as flat as this facility is, and generally tail happy as this car has been, or just generally slidey as it's been, not even necessarily tail happy. Absolute washout in practice 3, so I didn't go ahead and do any more laps, as it looks like the weather will be fine for the rest of the weekend. Of course, I haven't checked it. It sometimes updates after practice. Not been a very good lap so far. Again, the car just does not feel good on these ultra softs. I actually ran a lap significantly faster on the Supers in practice. Now, here's the cut that they're using. Well, this time I had, I think, a pretty good last sector and a pretty awful first half of the lap.
That's P4. You've moved up to P4.
Alright. Don't know that we're going to do a lot better, but I think there's time in it. Oh, way over rev there. A little late on the brakes for turn 1. Not much faster right now. Keep it off that. It's a little too much curb right there. sliding there as well. Here's where I think a lot of the time pickup could be. That was better. That was all better. Yeah. There we go. Get turned in here. Try to flat-foot it through that whole section. That was decent. That was decent. It's not Perez times, but I think it's about the most I'm going to get out of it. There was a lot of time in Sector 1 yet. But I really doubt these tires are going to have 3 laps in them here. Okay, Q1 done. 8th place. Hulkenberg up there in 10th. Could it be that he will make it to Q3? Could it be? I'm not getting my hopes up just yet. Alright, for the first time in this season, I am going to go out in Q2 on the non-optimal tire. I'm going to go out on the slower tire and try to set a lap good enough to make it to Q3. They're saying half a second slower on these tires. I'm not sure I agree. I'm going to give it one try. And if it doesn't stick, we'll go back out there on Ultras and try to make our way into
I know
Q3.
the team back at the factory put in a lot of hours getting the car ready for you this weekend. Let's repay them with a strong performance.
Okay. Apparently they don't always put in a lot of effort back at the factory. Just this weekend they did. Just this weekend indeed. Okay. Gonna need maximum focus here. So I've got to basically drive this thing 130% in order to try and overcome the tire differential. Not a great start there. You know, if we're going to make this work, we really need to do it on the first lap, too. So if we put a lot of wear on these tires, that's pretty much pointless. We won't be able to do any fancy race strategy. Real wide in turn 1. Hulkenberg with a 21. Oh, please turn in. Not looking good. As much as I'd like to do it, I think we're going to have to do it on Ultras. This might not be the week to try the inverse strategy thing. Nope, just not sticking enough. Very strange. Oh, no, I missed this turn. Okay, that's enough of that attempt. All right, we should get at least 2 laps here on these tires. Oh yeah, we haven't even got the time call yet. We're fine. The good news is we'll have good information as to what times we need to run now, because it's later in the session than we usually run. So apparently, I've come to grips with these Ultras, and now they do feel better. That might just be this session. Might have just been that lap. I don't know. There's a lot of factors at play here. But I do know we need to do better. Well, honestly, if we could just repeat that Q1 performance here, we'd probably be in decent shape. Looking at that black box on the right, not the brake markers there. That's about the best it's felt, that middle sector, to be honest. I don't have a delta up to see how it was, but it felt better. Nice. We're catching this Toro Rosso, which is a good sign. It's a good signs. The amount they're able to get the throttle down there is staggering. Alright, he was on an in-lap, so that might be irrelevant. Still, an 18. Can't complain about that.
You're into P3. P3 on the grid.
We're gonna stick with that lap. Well, interesting. I'm pretty disappointed that Hulkenberg couldn't back up his time. A 21.0? What happened? What happened? Like, he was running low 20s all up until now, and now all of a sudden he can't get it into Q3. Did Perez? I'm sure he did. Yeah, he's up there in 7th. I am in 3rd, which I don't know where that came from, honestly. It's very bizarre how I couldn't even complete the practice program for qualifying, and now all of a sudden in qualifying I have pace. But I really think it's whatever I found very late in practice in Sector 3 that's making all the difference. Alright, on to Q3, I guess. Alright, here we go for our Q3 lap. Let's see if I can talk myself through it in DRS. 8th gear. Braking a little bit before the 100 marker here. Down there. Down to 3rd gear. Clip that apron, the curb. I'd like to be able to hit the gas just once out of that turn. I didn't quite hit it there, though. But late on those shifts. Black box. Down to 3rd. Down to 2nd for this right-hander. Don't go beyond the green. Now for this one, let it use up as much as it wants on the outside. Now the 4th for this, a little bit late, a little bit wide. Made up for it on the exit though. Down to 6th, hit the curb. Hit all the curbs through there. Just try not to lift. Down to 3rd, back to the gas as hard as you can. So you can see the curb and then down to 2nd. Not a great run through there, but not terrible. Get a lot of that inside curve and all the outside. It's a bit slow. That was a bit slow with 20.0. I'll try for another one here.
Moved you into P4.
Felt lots of places that I could pick up a bit. I do think the tires have enough in them for 2 laps from what I've felt in previous efforts. That was better right there. Although the time's not showing it. Felt better, but wasn't better. That was a little bit better, though. Yeah, now we're picking up some time. Generally try not to slide like that, but it did get out in a hurry. Here's where the time to make up is. You want to use as much curb as you can get away with. So that's where all the time is. They ain't gonna yell at me for it, I'm gonna use it. Is basically the attitude I've gotten. Alright, a little bit of pylonage there. All the curb to the inside. Not a great lap, but it'll get us somewhere solidly. Oh, only an 8th. Interesting. Wow. Seems like our competition's really stepped it up here. A 19.3, only good enough for 8th. Alright, I am going out for another lap because it turned out, because of the strange order I chose the tires in Q2, they had put us out there on used Ultras for this last session, so we're going out on a new set now to try and better our lap. That explains why it felt just a little bit off. So let's see what we can do. I do really enjoy these knockout qualifying sessions, but we've really not had any cases where we were bordering the edge too often on the knockouts. We were either very clearly out or very clearly in. But it's still a fun format. I do like it. I think it's more fun in multiplayer than it is in single player, but still pretty cool. I enjoy watching it in real life, too. I almost enjoy watching qualifying more than I enjoy watching the races on occasion. Not a very good Sector 1 there. Not a very good Sector 1 at all. Picking it up a little bit here in Sector 2. Not, again, just missing some grip all of a sudden. Track changing maybe a little bit. Running that 18 got me overconfident in the car, perhaps? I'm not sure. Let it rev out there. It seems to be the thing to do. Try for one last lap here, I guess. We'll know in Sector 1, really, if it's gonna stick or not. Boy, that was beautiful there. That was beautiful. Perfect amount of curb usage. Didn't have to stutter back to the gas. Didn't rotate there, ran it wide. Not what you want. And we paid the price for it. Again, really struggling to get it to rotate right there. That was better. A little slow right there. Oh, now I'm chasing the rear end. That's not good. Could have been a better one, but still brings us up to 5th. A better lap.
Last lap time moved you up into P5.
Cool.
The grid is all set then for the race tomorrow. But before we go, let's quickly remind ourselves of our top 3, who are Raikkonen, Hamilton, and Valtteri Bottas. Goodbye for now then, but we're really just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
Yes, make sure you do that. We'll be starting in 5th position, assuming nobody ahead of us has any penalties. We are penalty free this week, so we're good to start there in 5th. Think of that turn 1 and think of how long of a run it is to get there. Should be a pretty wild one, so make sure you tune in for that. Thank you as always for watching, and I will see you for the race.